Okay, so what's good, everyone? Welcome back. I'm NLG, and today we are going to be doing a full UI add-on Weakaura video. The timing of this is we're exactly a week before Wrath launches. The reason I waited so long to do this video is just because I assumed that most of the Weakauras, most of the add-ons and shit wouldn't convert from private servers to classic, and that's exactly what happened. But yeah, this is going to be a very long video. I'm going to have a lot of timestamps. I'm going to have a lot of stuff in the description that you can look at. And I am still missing stuff from my UI, but I have my private server stuff. And I'll just be saying, like, okay, I'm still missing this type of Weakaura. I'm sure it's going to be made, but I don't currently have it. And as my UI updates, I'll be updating it in my Discord, as well as just kind of showing which Weakauras are either paid or, you know, from Merfin, or just things like that. So check the description for anything that you have questions about before being annoyed that, oh my god, why didn't you link this? Okay, so this is this is my current classic UI. Let's start with Weakauras. So Weakauras are very bare right now. I'm missing a ton of them, but like I said, I'll go over the private server ones that I'm missing. I actually don't know what either of these are, so you probably don't need these. This one is by Merfin. It is the Consumables Panel. So the reason that you need this is it's going... Can I just like stop it? There we go. Okay, so the reason you need this is it's going to show you like... and this is... It also, like, take note of like the placement of where I put stuff. Because if I do this, it's gonna... This looks like a fucking mess. But let's go back to just showing Merfin's consumable thing. So yeah, this one's going to be a paid one, a paid Weakaura. And anything that says Merfin on these is just paid. You're going to have to go find them. You're going to have to, I think you just sub to his Twitch or something like that, and he'll give you access to everything. But this one's going to show you your engineering bomb, your thermal sapper. It's going to show you your flame cap here, which you do use as Affliction. You're not going to use mana pots. Maybe one fight you're going to use an armor pot. This is your wild magic. This is your haste pot. So yeah, this is just Merfin Consumable Panel. What is this? Okay, this is Equipped Items. So this is going to be what tracks your trinket. And for this consumable one, I didn't edit this at all. So yeah. So same for this Merfin Equipped Items one. It just shows your trinkets here. It'll, like, whenever you use your trinket, it'll actually, like, do whatever the fuck that is. And you see that it's also displayed here. That's a different Weakaura that I'll get into. Okay, so this is Merfin Missing Auras. What is this? Oh, this one is very important. This one is so this shows you which buffs and debuffs are missing on the boss. Reason that this is important is, and I did not edit this one either. Reason this is important is, where's the list of stuff? Oh, I didn't even know I could do this. Okay, so this is actually really cool. Yeah, I didn't know I could do all that. Okay, so yeah, so standard is, it's gonna show all this crap. What are some other things I should add? I think that you should add sunders. Are sunders on here? Yeah. And then maybe shattering throw, because both of those things are going to improve your pet damage too. But yeah, play around with this. I currently only have the standard stuff. Again, in future UI updates, I might add more things to track. But the standard one is pretty good because it'll show you Demonic Pact. I know it showed Spell Haste Totem, even though it's not there. I know it showed Spell Haste Totem, though. So, yeah, you definitely need that. And then it's also going to show you all of the debuffs that are missing on the boss. So right here, so this is your 5% spell crit. Basically, all of the things that were showing when I was in an actual raid, they were things that you're going to be snapshotting your corruption with. And it's very important that the actual crit modifier debuff is on the boss before you cast corruption. So yeah, that's Merfin Missing Auras. Now, the next one is Merfin Paladin Auras. This is more of a raid leader thing. So if you look down here, it actually shows you which aura every single paladin is using. They're also used to... There's also a private server. So there's actually another aura, or another Weakaura that goes with this that he used to have, where if somebody uses, let's say, Freedom or a different type of aura mastery, it would actually show you, like, okay, he used Shadow Aura or Mastery. And when you use Aura Mastery as a Paladin, it's your current aura. So, like, if you use Improved Devo, it would show that you use Aura Mastery Devo. And basically, that's doubling the armor of everybody in the raid. That's actually a little min-max thing that nobody does in private servers, because armor is going to increase all of your melee DPS damage, so... if you're a melee DPS watching this, then, or you have a melee DPS alt, you probably want to have that secondary. So basically all it does is it'll show a name and it'll say, okay, for the next 6 seconds, you have Devo or Mastery. But yeah, I actually don't have it on my private server one either. But anyway, let's move on. So that was Merfin Paladin Auras. That is another paid one. And then this is Merfin Raid Reminders. So as you can see, again, I didn't edit Paladin Auras. I didn't edit Raid Reminders at all. As you can see, these are all the things that are going to buff your your character in a raid. So you got your flask, food buff. Stamina actually doesn't, but something like attack power is Paladins forget this all the time on your pet. So it's really important that you actually just have something that shows that your pet has might. It's pretty important. And then yeah, these are just kind of like gee whiz shit. Everyone knows to use kings on warlocks. I think that this repair durability thing is actually kind of annoying. I think I might take that out, and then I don't know what all this other shit is, but yeah, if you want to edit this, you would just come into this little list or whatever, and then you would just right click and delete whatever the fuck you don't want to see. So anyway, so that's raid reminders. Now here's where a lot of customization came in. I actually deleted some of this. So where was it? Warlock pet cooldowns. Okay. Where? Okay, so it's not showing because I am not playing demo. But yeah, what I did was I made Spelllock big because you're a noob if you don't have Spelllock, like keybound and whatnot. So yeah, make sure you have your own keybind for Spelllock. I can do keybinds too. I forgot about that. Or macros or whatever. Let's see. So yeah, I made this mana bar a lot bigger. It just looks a lot better on my screen. And where did I do that? There we go. Okay, so this group scale was set to 1. I made it nice and big. And so let's give you... So all of this component is part of the Weakaura. I changed a lot. Like, once you download it, you can just look at this picture on where I put everything. So yeah, I put spell lock there. A lot of these aren't going to show up. I actually deleted a ton of these little ones. You only really need to see Blood Fury, Death Coil, Soul Shatter, Infernal. So it looks a lot cleaner. You don't need to see absolutely every, you don't really need, like, you don't need to see fucking, what do they have on there? I want to say Shadow Fury or some shit. Like, you just don't need to see all that crap. And then here is your any buffs that you need to be tracking. So like Tricks is going to be here, Shadow Trance is going to be here. Then your eradications are up here. What else did I change with this? It's panel C, I think. Nope. Oh, I also made the panel C a lot bigger. Or panel B, rather. What is this? Oh, I took, there was like pet happiness and shit. I took a lot of stuff off of here. Warlock reminders. Let's go to power buffs. I don't think I edited this at all. Didn't edit any of this. I actually have this not showing. I don't like this multiple corruption thing. Like, usually this is where my I'll look, let's see, I'll see if someone will invite me to a raid. Usually I have my raid frames right here. Okay, so this is the Warlock tweaks part of it. I do have this showing on the right side over here. Behavior warning. What the fuck is that? Just noticed that. Anyway. Whatever, dude. Anyway. So the Warlock tweaks part of this is, so what these three things are doing is showing you what you're snapshotting. This is something that I'm not entirely sure I'll keep. The corruption one seems good. I actually like this a lot. I like seeing, because it basically, after you cast corruption, if you're missing any crit from that current corruption, it'll like highlight yellow. So I kind of like that. I don't know how I feel about this Drain Soul snapshot thing. It didn't seem. I don't know how I feel about this yet, because when I was casting Drain, I would like lose spell power, but it doesn't have any kind of thing to be like, okay, you should recast now. Like, it's not telling you to recast, it's just telling you that you're missing spell power from your initial cast. Like, it's telling you that you snapshotted spell power, but it's not telling you, okay, is it worth recasting? That's kind of the whole point, is should I recast? I think if there was some kind of way that it would estimate, like, okay, you have a Drain Soul that's currently doing like 190%, and then it, you know what I mean? Like, it just calculated your haste, it calculated your spell power or tricks or whatever you have, and it gave you like, okay, this is like 190% better drain, and if you recasted your drain right now, your drain would do 210 or some shit. I think that would be a little better, because currently I don't think I'll like this. I'm just testing it out, but I would keep the Drain Soul snapshot one. And then what is this? Oh, so this is actually really important, this Drain Soul tick one. So when you look at the entire pack, you can see that so this is the mana bar, and then every single time that you're casting Drain on something, this just tells you when it ticks. I like this in addition to a different add-on that I'm going to get into, which is Quarts. That's actually going to show you your ticks, and like when they're coming up. But I like this in addition to it. Yeah. So what is this? Player buffs. Oh, this is a good add-on, and this is something that I actually need to add to. So this is also from Merfin. This is also going to be paid for. Basically, you can, with this add-on, you can go in and add like any spell that you want tracked and just put in the spell ID. If you put in the spell ID here, it'll just show it once it procs. But the current ones that I have are all of these things. So Wild Magic, Haste Pot, Flame Cap, all this crap, Interfates. These are my 2 trinkets, so I'll show you what it looks like once it actually procs. I actually have a much bigger list, which let me go into. This is the private server one. So if you want to see everything that I usually track on private servers, you can just look here. This is some Sunwell buff. Yeah, you're going to want to track Salve. I'm actually going to put that in now before I forget. This is a threat reduction thing that you're going to want to see. And I do use this across every class, so like you don't need to watch Berserking on fucking Affliction. Same for Blood Rage. This is some trinket that you're not going to have. Ooh, Light Weave. So Light Weave is going to be your tailoring proc. You're going to want to track that. This is your rocket gloves if you're engineering, which you should be. Innervate, Dying Curse. Oh yeah, it's another one that you're going to want to track is Mana Hymn. So I went over this in a previous video, but Mana Hymn basically makes it so that your current mana goes up 20%, but you don't. Your current entire mana bar goes up 20%, but it's temporary. So basically, in Wrath, once a priest uses Mana Hymn, you can go from 0 to 20% of your entire mana bar, and then after the 10, so this lasts I think 10 seconds. After the 10-second duration, that all of that mana disappears. So it's really important that you track this, and you are able to see like, oh, I just lost. How did I just lose all my fucking mana randomly? Decimation. You can use this if you're playing either hybrid or demonology at any time. So yeah, that is the general buffs. Or what is this? Merfin player buffs. I don't think I put anything in defensive. Oh, okay. Okay, so all of this came with it. So I can actually take Salve off there because I just saw it. Fuck. Okay. So this defensive buff. Yeah, you're gonna want to. I would definitely just keep all of these. You're basically never gonna get fucking Guardian Spirit, but you will get desacked. You will get hands salvation. You will get a bop or hand of protection, as it's called in TBC. But yeah, again, that's player buffs. This is stats. Why isn't it showing? Why isn't it showing? Wait, did I? Oh, I know what I did. I know what I did. There we go. Okay, so what I track is these 3 things. I track my current haste, current spell power, current crit. This is also a Merfin Weakaura. As you can see, you can add a bunch of stuff. You might add MP5, maybe, but the rest of this crap, you don't need to see it all the time. Okay, cool. So that's all of my current Weakauras. Now, what am I missing from the private server one? PI tracking. What did this do again? Okay, so this is the section where the current Weakauras that are in Classic aren't, or the current Weakauras that are on private servers aren't there on Classic yet. Again, I'm sure people are going to make it, but this Weakaura is basically just showing. So usually you only have one disc priest in the raid. So the way that this works is this is counting down the seconds after anybody in the raid has used PI, depending on what name you put in this thing. Where did I? Is it up here? No. Basically, it's just showing when PI comes off of cooldown. But yeah, it's a really simple Weakaura, but I just don't... Either I don't know where it is, or it hasn't been made. That's these two add-ons, or these two Weakauras. I wouldn't get this one. Now, this one is Auto Whisper Weakaura that someone made for me. Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so basically once any boss mob reaches 35%, this Weakaura just whispers, you know, whoever the fuck, just says tricks on me. Again, I don't know if this... I'm sure someone has this in Classic, but I don't have this shit yet. Oh, this is that Paladin Aura I was talking about. Okay, so if you're watching the entire video, then you'll get to see Merfin's turtle widget. I don't know if there is a classic version of this, but this is what I was talking about, where you can see all the aura masteries and the freedoms and the salves and stuff like that. Very useful. That is in the Merfin Weakaura. It's the same thing. Okay, so this is another Weakaura that I don't think has been made. It literally just shows your current target health percentage. This is very, very important. This is one of the main Weakauras that I really need. I'm sure it would be really easy to make, but I'm too fucking lazy. But basically, whenever you're targeting something, it just gives you a massive thing that says the percentage of your current target health. And yeah, if you have if you have percentages turned on, then it's really not enough. Like, you need it massive somewhere, and even down to 0.1% is very important, because you'll see sometimes you're at 25.1 and sometimes you're at 25, or you're at 26.9 or something like that. And it's really important to see exactly how close you are to execute phase. Same for 35%. So yeah, this is one of the ones that I still need. Okay, let's look at the other ones. That's the same thing. This is, I don't really need this, but it's kind of nice. This is a Weakaura that does the exact same thing as that Tricks one does, where it just whispers someone whenever the boss hits 25%, it just whispers that person to get power infusion. Ideally, you're getting power infusion at 25%, and then you're also getting what's it called? Yeah, that's it, actually. So yeah, just get power infusion at 25%. This is the old debuff thing that got implemented. I kind of like how this looks better, but fuck it, you know, I'll take whatever. And this is some ulduar shit. This is other specs. You don't really need this. I'm sure that this is somewhere. Okay, so that is all of the Weakauras. Okay, so now we're gonna move on into add-ons. So first, I'll do the same thing, where I start off with my classic ones. So this is Atlas Loot. This is... where... can I just... okay. Everyone knows what freaking Atlas Loot is. You can look up anything. You can fucking... yeah, I'm not going to go into depth with that. This is Bagnon, which just makes it so all your bags are together. This is Bartender, When it comes to Bartender, I have a very different setup. I know a lot of people like to put all their abilities in like one little square box or whatever. It's just really strange to me. The only reason that I'm using Bartender is because I ran out of places to put stuff on my bar. And with standard Blizzard UI, you don't get extra bars. So what I did is basically just standard Blizzard UI, but I made these all smaller and added an extra bar, and I'll probably add another one. And again, I'll go over, these are just macros. I'll go over my macros, but basically these macros are like whispering people or extra stuff that I haven't added yet. And then I put all this stuff really small over here. Put my rep and XP over here really small. Kept this the same size because I forgot. But yeah, that's Bartender. I really like this setup. This setup is really nice if you prefer the Blizzard UI, but you're running out of space, which is kind of common on Wrath when you're playing Lock, just because you have so many consumables and you have so many things like rocket boots and stuff like that, as well as a shit ton of spells. But yeah, if you want to see all the keybinds, there they are. I think it's going to show everything. I can probably do this, right? Okay, so if you want to see all the keybinds, we'll just go over the missing spaces. And then all of that's just going to be bound to like F6 and shit, because it's just going to be me spamming random stuff to whisper people. This is shift button 4. I only have 2 buttons on my mouse. I actually don't like having mouse buttons. A lot of people recommend the Naga. I don't recommend that. There's something about using a Naga compared to just having a keybind is it's just slower. It's a little, obviously it's better than going and manually clicking, but there's something really strange about having mouse keybinds with if you're moving with your mouse as well. But yeah, that's all my keybinds. Let's go ahead and turn this shit off. Okay. What's the next one? What else? Okay, details. That's just your damage done in tiny threat over here. If you want to look at exactly how to set up details, you're gonna have to. Yeah, I would just Google that individually because this is kind of annoying to set up, and I don't want to mess with it. But this is just what I use for threat, and then this is what I use for damage or healing or whatever. Don't like method raid tools. Nova instance tracker is this thing. You don't have to use this, but this just shows like me getting boosted all over like 6 months ago. Okay, next one I think is NovaRaidCompanion, right? I actually really wanted to go into depth. Okay, cool. So next one is a very good add-on that is still in progress. And as you can see here, I do raid lead as well as play Warlock. So yeah, I have my UI set up for raid leading more than anything. The way that I have it set up is basically just have everything showing in specific spots while simultaneously not bombarding my screen. And I'll just slowly go through all the settings and stuff so that you can look at that. So I have 4 cooldown lists, 1.2 scale. And then you can just like pause the video if you want to set up your UI exactly like mine. I highly recommend doing something like this if you're raid leading or doing pugs or anything, because the difference between having and calling out cooldowns at adequate times and telling the correct person to do it and not doing any of that and just saying, oh my god, can someone desack? You know what I mean? It's just a lot better when you're raid leading. But yeah, there's that. Also, if you want it to show the players, which I would definitely do, you hit unmerge all. And this was updated like yesterday, so this is super nice. This is missing a ton of cooldowns that I normally have, and I'm going to go through those right now. So this is the private server version of this. I want to say it's missing like it's missing survival instincts from druids. It's missing hand sack. I want to say it's missing salve. It's missing some other stuff too. But basically this this add-on, by the time, if you're watching this like a couple weeks after or whatever, it should have all of the cooldowns. And you can refer back to one of my other videos and you'll see exactly where I place those. But this is a completely different add-on for private servers only, that I tried to mimic the visual on that. But yeah, so I did that. Now, raid status, I don't really need that crap. Raid mana, this is a good one. So yeah, this shows all your healer mana. You can actually set it up to where, let's say you only wanted to see the warlocks or something like that instead of healers. You can do that too. Personally, just because I raid lead, I'm only gonna look at healers. But I'm probably only going to watch the healers that I really care about, like maybe your paladin or whoever's going to get your innervate. Scrolling raid events, I don't like that, so I turned that off. I don't know what this is, but it looks like it records my raids or something. I would also pay attention to some of these class tools. So like this rogue one is pretty intricate. It does the thing where it whispers how much damage you gained from tricks of the trade. I'd be interested to see what kind of warlock things get added to this instead of your standard just, I made a healthstone, I made a soulstone, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I would definitely take a look at this as well. But yeah, let's move on. So that was NovaRaidCompanion add-on. I would definitely get that. I think that's going to be one of the best add-ons out there. Next add-on I have is OmniCC. Basically, this is just like showing how long your cooldowns are, but it's showing it down here with your abilities. So, I don't have rocket gloves yet. It's like that shows 3 minutes or whatever. I didn't change that add-on at all. So yeah, I would highly recommend OmniCC. Let's see, Postal. Postal is just, it just gives you a like open all thing for your mailbox. Okay, this is Quarts. Quarts is my spellcaster add-on. So really important, one of the most important ones, because it's going to show every tick of like drain or even rain of fire like I'm showing here. But yeah, it just shows all the ticks. Let me go through that add-on real quick and show you how I set it up. So I have the player one enabled, and then I made it bigger, and obviously you can see the placement. I have it like right under where my Weakaura that says that it's ticking is. I don't remember how I made it bigger. Maybe I didn't. But yeah, I turned off all the target one. Make sure that you have all of those also disabled. I don't recommend having like 6 different cast bars all over the place. I just like the standard Blizzard UI one. But you do need a ticking thing to watch. So yeah, that's how I set up my Quarts. What else do I have? Okay, so Questy, that's just for questing, and then obviously Weakauras So yeah, that is what. Okay, so now I need to talk about which add-ons I'm still missing and which ones I still need. Let's do this. Where's my add-ons? Oh, is that gonna not show everything? Let's see. Okay, so this is all my private server stuff. What am I still missing? So auto flood is actually kind of nice. It lets you just, if you type in a command, it'll basically just spam the chat every 60 seconds. Has nothing to do with warlocks or anything, but this is a really good add-on. And I don't think anybody's made this yet, but this is Crybaby. This basically just whispers, or not whisper, it just like types it in the raid that somebody used tricks or used misdirect on somebody else. I think there's other add-ons for that. I just haven't found them. This is a gambling add-on that I need. You need gear score just because whether you like it or not, everybody's going to go buy it. Pally power, I still need that. Snowfall key press is basically this... this add-on makes it so that your abilities go off of your abilities start casting the second that you press the key down. I think that this is already implemented in Classic, so I don't think this is useful. Spell replay is kind of nice if you... I also need DBM on Classic. Let me show you what spell replay does. So spell replay is this little thing here. If you record your own video or your own gameplay and you watch it, it's really useful to see like exactly which spells you casted and when. And it even has this little mana thing. I don't know if Classic has it, but I still need that. Well, that's what I'm missing. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. So yeah, that's gonna be everything for add-ons. Okay, so now let's get into the macros portion of this. Yeah, this is all the macros and stuff that I use. So I actually I've been lazy on Classic. I actually haven't put most of them in on Classic, but yeah, let's just take a look at everything. So this is your spell lock macro. This is just going to, whatever you're targeting, this is going to spell lock it, which is your pet silence ability. This just announces that you're using your soulstone. Don't use that macro. Most of these are fucking random classes. The way that I micro my pet is, so I have a keybind that is just that's just pet attack, which is Shift E, and then the way that I make my pet come back is just pet follow. Another thing I've noticed is that the pet micro in Classic is really terrible, so you know, hopefully they fix that before I have to play it. But yeah, that's only from this section, and then here's the big daddy of macros. So this is going to be your focus spell lock button. I have mine on Control R. I don't know why it's not showing, but basically if you have anybody on focus, it'll just spell lock your focus instead of whatever your target is. I highly recommend this, and I also highly recommend setting up a keybind that is some of this is like arena stuff, but I would have a macro that or I would have a keybind that allows you to just focus targets, or like set to focus. Like I can just do all that all day. I like it a lot. What other macros do I use? So I have the same setup for Fear, and then I have the same setup for Banish. Don't use that. Don't use that. Don't use that. Don't use that. That is random shit. This is a keybind that's going to use your Devour Magic on yourself. So I generally set this to control F, I think. But I currently have just used Soulstone on there because 99% of the time you don't need to devour your own magic in Wrath. It's literally just what is it, Thorm hard mode or something like that, and even then it's still kind of trash on that fight. But yeah, this just makes it so that your pet will use it on yourself and not some other random thing if there's a bunch of debuffs coming out. And you can read at the bottom right exactly what it does. But yeah, just put your own name in that macro. This is my focus UA. I have that on shift. What is that, a tilde or something? It's like to the left of your one key. Focus UA is really, I like it a lot for like Putricide and Twins in TOC. But outside of that, I don't use it that much. But just having focus UA is kind of nice. This is my equip unequip macro. You're going to have to look at that. And I'm actually going to put a bunch of these macros in the description, I think. But I don't think it'll all fit, to be honest. But yeah, this is your equip unequip macro. You're going to want this in Classic just because you're going to want to you're going to want to make it so that you don't accidentally pop your cloak or your trinket or whatever before the fight starts. And you would just change the name of whatever item you have. This is, usually I have this somewhere down here. It's just, it whispers whoever to cast tricks on me. Same for salves. I like that one. I forgot about that one. Okay, so the last useful keybind is going to be rank 1 Shadow Bolt. So it's going to use a rank 1 Shadow Bolt on your focus target. So this is really only useful in like one fight, but you're going to really want it. It's Twins in Trial of the Crusader. Basically, you can keep an empowered corruption on multiple targets on that fight, or on 2 targets on that fight. And the best way to keep that empowered corruption on your secondary target is by having rank 1 Shadow Bolt going out. As you can see, it's a substantially faster cast than your actual your max rank Shadow Bolt. So I still have that, and it just casts it at your focus target instead. So you don't have to constantly right click or constantly click random targets. So yeah, that is my macros stuff. Most of these macros are all garbage. Don't worry about these. Okay, so the last part that I'll do is just keybinds on everything. You're going to have to pause the video if you, because I'm going to go a little fast. You're going to have to pause the video if there's anything that catches your eye and you're actually trying to change your own keybinds. Where is... Okay, cool. It's already set. Okay. I actually really like these keybinds. I actually forget that I have them. It's super useful in Raid to be able to like just basically ping people and just, you know what I mean? Fuck. What was I doing? Keybinds is what it was. Okay. So last few keybinds. Oh, here. Okay. I'll just let you take your little pause breaks. Okay, cool. I think that's everything. Cool. So that's Keybinds, Weakauras, Addons, and whatever else I did in the video. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it helped. Again, I'll be updating everything in the Discord. Make sure you're checking the Discord. Check the description. Check the top pin. Check all that shit. Give me a like if you thought this was helpful. And thanks for watching.